Will the 49ers make the playoffs this year?
I don't think so.
Woo!
I don't think so.
Oh, Zach. That's rough. That is
I,
rough.
I mean,
Hard to
I've
disagree, though.
yeah,
I want them to make the playoffs. I just want to say I don't root for the 49ers, but I think I would get more hits this year if they made the playoffs. So I'm all in on a playoff appearance. I want to cover. I want to cover a team in January. Come on, man. It's been a while.
no
I would like
kidding.
the Niners to make the playoffs.
I'd like to have them have a home playoff game or just make the playoffs too.
Yeah,
That'd be nice,
that'd be great.
But I don't know. When there's a lot of things in front of them right now because if they lose especially if they lose on Sunday, now you got 3 losses in the NFC, 2 in the NFC West, and this is last week was a must win, and they played about as good as they could for a half, and they were only up 7. They were tied 7-7.
And Jimmy's hurt. Hold on, here's why I'm starting to feel like this team may not make the playoffs. Everyone's talking about 2019 vibes. 29, it killed me. As if all those injuries last year were just some type of weird fluke, kind of like the pandemic. And you can't predict it. And why would you predict it to happen again? Like, you just have to be a hater to predict it to happen again. And look, it's happening again, Jack. We're 4 games in, and let me just run down the list of players who are out. Raheem Mostert, Jason Verrett, Dre Greenlaw, Jeff Wilson Jr., Tavarius Moore, Justin School, K'Wan Williams, Elijah Mitchell, Josh Norman, Robbie Gould, Kevin Givens, Jalen Hurd, JaMychal Hasty. Those are the guys who are out. And then you got guys who are hurt but playing, but not 100%. Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle, Trent Williams, Alex Mack, definitely not Khalil Mack, Javon Kinlaw, Dee Ford. It's the same team as last year. It's 4 games in. It's an injury-prone team that gets injured. Why did we think something else was going to happen? And I don't want to hear the injury excuse in year 5. You can't make that excuse anymore. I'm getting the feeling that it's going to be another injury year.
Sorry. Yeah, so many of these guys, the guys that aren't rookies that are on that list that you just read off, are all guys that were hurt last year for the 49ers, brought back, and everybody was.
Dude, there's like 17 players right now.
Oh yeah, and there's a fan.
3 more next week. I'm sorry, you can't say stuff like that. I'm not rooting for it. I'm not predicting it, but that's the pattern. It's 4 players every week.
Oh yeah, no, you're right, and these are all the guys that so many people were so excited that this is a great move by the 49ers to bring back Jason Verrett on such a cheap deal. That's a great, that's an awesome job for the 49ers to bring back Trent Williams and make him the highest paid left tackle in the history of the league. That's a great job of over and over again with these guys.
How did they possibly do this? They brought their core back again. Yeah, the core that got hurt last year, the core that went 6-10 last year. We're just acting like last year didn't happen. And now, you know what? They were 2-1 last year. And then they were 2-2. And then they were 2-3. It's kind of funny how things repeat themselves like that. The Niners, you bring back the same team, the same problems happen. So funny to me. I mean, it's not funny. It's like tragicomic.
Yes. It is.
It's tragicomedy, dude. Mm-hmm. An injured team thought injuries wouldn't happen to him again. Well.
By doing the same thing.
Well. Hey, look, if Jed York does bring in a new regime at the end of this year, the new regime, the first thing they address in their interview with Jed and their interview with the press is, how are we going to get a more durable team? Because this injury thing has been going on for a decade, and it spanned multiple regimes, and it's the most frustrating thing a fan can have to deal with. They don't want to hear this. Hey, we're the best team in the league on paper.
Oh yeah, the 49ers are the 49ers. I wrote that for all.
On paper
for the Sports Illustrated. The 49ers are one of the best teams if healthy. That should be their motto. If healthy, they should replace all the banners. Instead of "Faithful to the Bay," it should just say "If healthy."
If healthy, yeah, that's true. They actually have 7 rings. If healthy.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, they should have 7 rings here. So will the Niners make the playoffs? They have a chance. It would require Jimmy Garoppolo getting healthy now, George Kittle getting healthy now, Trent Williams getting healthy and playing the rest of the year, or it would require a quick pivot to Trey Lance and him making rapid strides. And it's I think the cruelest thing about this season is it may not matter which quarterback they play. They have major issues that they had last year. They do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree. And tell me, I thought I saw this on at Twitter before the season started. Wasn't there somebody who was saying that the 49ers would be better off in the playoffs with Trey Lance than if they had Jimmy Garoppolo? Wasn't that a tweet that was out there? And a lot of people jumped on that, and they were like, "Yeah, I agree with that." And then what's funny, it's just funny because now you see a lot of the same folks are saying, "I just play Lance. They're not going to be a Super Bowl team even if they have Lance playing. Either way, just let him get his reps." It's an interesting.
Funny how the tone changes after 2 straight losses.
It does.
It's October 5th. I love football, man. You try to have these type of like code blue discussions in May of the baseball season. People look at you like, dude, you haven't watched this sport before, have you? And that's the right thing to say. You kind of have to relax. But in football, you just lost 2 games. Woo! Shut it all down. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to next week.
Yeah, that's the difference between having one game and 116 or 16 and 162 or 17.
And that's why the NFL is the king sport in America, because they play less games, and the games mean more. It's more like pay-per-view fighting than it is. We'll just turn on throwing some pitches, and maybe he'll get hit by the ball. Although you don't want to see that, but like honestly, people watch sports for the violence most of the time.
It's appointment TV because it's one day a week, 3 hours, makes it much easier than a team baseball where they're playing maybe 7 games. That's a lot of time. Yeah,
and you don't want to see someone get hurt, but you don't. I mean, why do people slow and look down at accidents and stuff when people can't help themselves? Did something happen? I don't want to know, but I got to know. I'm looking. It's just what it is. Sorry. Football. Good sport. I like to cover it.